Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to our video on January 7th for laws of exponents. We're talking specifically about zero, negative, and rational today. Our objective is mathematicians will simplify expressions using the laws of exponents, and our essential question, how do I simplify expressions with exponents? For our do now today, we want to record our answers in our journal and then on the Canvas attendance question. And we're going to go ahead and simplify each expression below using the laws of exponents. So the first thing we have is problem number 1, x to the fourth y squared over xy. Anytime that we have a problem with exponents, the first thing we have to do is label any missing exponents. So we want to label all missing powers. So if a letter or number does not have an exponent, we have to give it a power of 1. So looking at our first problem, we've got x to the fourth y squared over xy. So x doesn't have a power, so we have to give it a power of 1. And y also doesn't have a power, so we have to give that a power of 1. Now, right here, on this is our properties of exponents. We've got our quotient of powers, and we use quotient because it is dividing. However, I'm going to go ahead and just practice expanding this out and getting the answer the long way. So the top says x to the fourth, which means that we have x 4 times. So we're going to write out x times x times x times x. Then we've got y squared, which tells me that I'm going to have y 2 times on the top. And then we're going to divide that by x to the first power tells me to write 1x, and y to the first power tells me to write 1y. And now because we are dividing, we cancel anything out that's the same on both the top and the bottom of the fraction. So if I look at it, I have an x on top and an x on the bottom, so I can cancel those out. And I also have a y on top and a y on the bottom, so I can cancel those out. At this point, we have nothing left on the bottom that can cancel out with anything on the top, and so we can write out our answer as what's left. So we have x left, and we count how many we have. We have 1, 2, 3. So x to the power of 3. And then we also have y left. We have 1y, so we put y to the first power, or just y. So the answer to the first question should be x cubed y. Now for the second problem, once again we're going to go ahead and expand this out the long way, but make sure we label any missing powers first. In this case, m has a power, n has a power, and the parentheses have a power. So we don't have any missing powers, we can just expand it out. So the first step to expanding this out is to look on the outside. So our outside power is 3, and the base for that is everything inside the parentheses. So that means that I'm going to write everything inside the parentheses 3 times. So I'm going to write m squared n cubed times m squared n cubed times m squared n cubed. So that's the outside power, so our base written 3 times. Now each of these individual parts can be broken down even more. So m to the second power tells me to write out 2 m's, and n to the third power tells me to write n 3 times. Then we've got m to the second power again, so that's 2 m's, and n to the third power 3 n's. Then we've got our third part of the problem, m squared n to the power of 3, so that's m 2 times, and then n 3 times. So that's it completely expanded out, and now we're just going to count what's repeating. So we have m repeating, and we have to count how many times it repeats. We've got it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So m to the 6th. And n is also repeating 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times. So m to the 9th. So our final answer there is m to the 6th, n to the 9th. Perfect. So go ahead and submit your attendance question if you have not done so already. And again, make sure you copy down the objective and essential question every day in your notes. So the next thing we're going to talk about is our zero exponent property, and this is another one of our exponent laws. So let's go ahead and start from what we already know. So we've got 5 to the 4th power here, and we want to expand that out. So we're going to do 5 to the 4th, which is 5, 4 times. So 5 times 5 times 5 times 5. And if we're not sure what 5 to the 4th power is, we can open up Desmos to the side. I'm going to go ahead and just type it in as 5 to the 4th power. So in order to get a power, we hit, instead of this a squared button, because that only gives me a power of 2, we want to hit the A to the B power button. And now we get to choose our power, and we want a power of 4, so that's 625. The next thing we want to do is expand out 5 to the 3rd power, so that's 3 5s, so 5 times 5 times 5. And in case we don't know what that is, once again, we can type in 5, hit this A, B button, and then hit 3. And that tells me that 5 to the 3rd power is 125. Now we're going to expand out 5 to the 2nd power, so that's 5 times 5. And 5 times 5 is 25. We should know that one pretty quickly. And 5 to the 1st power is just 5. So the answer is just 5 there. What about 5 to the 0 power? How many 5s do we write for 5 to the 0 power? We don't write any 5s. Okay, so we need a placeholder there. What number can we use for a placeholder? 0 or 1? Okay, let's figure out what it's going to be. So let's go ahead and type in 5 to the 0 power. What does it tell us? 1. So in this case, our placeholder number is a 1. So let's see if that's true for every single one. So we know 5 to the 0 power is 1. Is this a coincidence or is it a rule? So go ahead and plug these into Desmos and see what you get. So go ahead and pause this video and try this in your notes. All right, what is 2 to the 0 power? So we type that into Desmos. 2 to the 0 power is 1. What is 3 to the 0 power? 1. What is -7 to the 0 power? Oh, make sure you use parentheses here. So -7 in parentheses to the 0 power, 1. What about x to the 0 power? Does that work in Desmos? Where is that on the graph? It's at 1. What about x plus 3 to the 0 power? Where do you think that's going to be on the graph? Notice how it's also at 1. And what do you think 12x to the 0 power is? 1. So what does that mean for any time we have a power of 0? So is it a coincidence or is it a rule? It is a rule. So any time we have a power of 0, the zero exponent law says that anything raised to the power of 0 is 1. Okay, so the zero exponent law is anything raised to the 0 power is 1. Perfect. Make sure you have this written down in your notes. We are going to go ahead and pause this video here, and we'll pick back up in a second video going over the remaining properties for today's lesson.